Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're zooming way past usual technical leaks, the map size comparisons, and the vehicle lists. Instead, we're diving straight into the deep philosophical mirror Rockstar Games is holding right up to society with Grand Theft Auto 6. We're looking at this upcoming cultural juggernaut not just as a game, but as a seriously fascinating commentary on our modern world.
So let's dive right into this, because there's a massive, fundamental question sitting right at the very heart of GTA 6. Is it a parody of reality, or has reality actually become the parody? Historically, the GTA series has always been this fun, highly exaggerated spoof of American culture. But when we look at the state of Leonida, which is heavily based on modern-day Florida, we really have to ask ourselves a tough question. Has the blurred line between our actual physical world and this video game completely vanished? Are we just playing a parody of reality now, or has reality itself gotten so absurd that it's literally indistinguishable from the parody?
Section 1. The copy becomes reality. To understand what's happening here, we need to talk about this absolutely fascinating concept called hyperreality. It was coined by the French philosopher Jean Baudrillard. Think of it kind of like this. It's a condition where the copy, or the simulation, actually starts to feel more real than the reality it's supposed to be copying. Eventually, that line between fact and fiction, it's just completely erased. As we explore the world of Leonida, you're going to see how Rockstar is applying Baudrillard's philosophy almost to the letter. They are building a world that doesn't just mimic Florida, it amplifies it, until the digital version feels like the definitive truth.
Let's just compare reality with the simulation for a second. On the reality side, out in actual Florida, we have places like the real West Phoenician Causeway Bridge in Miami, or viral news figures like the real-life Florida Joker. But then, on the simulation side in Leonida, Rockstar has depicted these exact neighborhoods and these exact viral figures almost exactly as they are in real life. The game literally features a one-to-one replica of the MacArthur Causeway and Ocean Drive, complete with all the neon lights and the whole shebang. Rockstar has fundamentally shifted their approach here. They've gone from spoofing American culture to simply mirroring it, mostly because, quite frankly, real life has completely outpaced satire.
Section 2. The Florida Man Feedback Loop.
The reality of our modern excesses has gotten so incredibly absurd that the game honestly doesn't even need to write parody anymore. It simply replicates it. It's like they just hit record on real life. Just looking at the trailers, we see clips directly pulled from actual, real-world viral videos. We've got a woman confidently dancing on the roof of a moving car speeding down the highway. We've got an actual alligator being dragged out of a suburban swimming pool, and another one just casually strolling right into a convenience store. This isn't Rockstar's imagination running wild, This is just a regular Tuesday in Florida. It provides this direct one-to-one feedback loop for the game's content.
And this feedback loop creates some truly brilliant satirical mirrors all throughout Leonida. For instance, we see the absolute explosion of influencer culture and these OnlyFans-inspired characters who are living purely for engagement. We see tourists who, instead of running away, are mindlessly recording active crime scenes on their smartphones. And we definitely see political extremes reflected as well. Take the Redwood Cigarettes brand, which the game's lore describes as tobacco for real men who reject so-called left-wing medical propaganda. Now, what's absolutely crucial to point out here is that the game is not taking a political side. It doesn't side with the left and it doesn't side with the right. It simply acts as a completely neutral mirror, taking the loud, polarized extremes of modern society and reflecting them right back at us, entirely unfiltered.
Section 3. Trapped in the social simulation.
Now let's talk about the underlying engine powering all this, the Rage 9 engine. Based on actual patents filed by Take-Two, like a specific one for virtual navigation, we are looking at a massive technological leap. We have procedural AI that actually creates lifelike memories for characters. We have real-time navigation, where NPCs will dynamically reroute themselves based on the weather or the traffic. And we've got behavioral AI that builds out a dynamic reputation system. These are not just cool little gaming features. This is the literal coding of a living, breathing digital panopticon. It's an entire system where everything you do is watched, remembered, and judged.
And this brilliantly illustrates that exact point. According to the source data on these new AI systems, NPCs will actually record player actions and share them on in-game social media. Think about that for a second. If you do something crazy in the streets, a digital citizen will pull out their drone or their smartphone, record you, and you might actually go viral on the game's equivalent of TikTok or Instagram. It so perfectly captures our modern real-world obsession with living life for the camera. The simulation is literally constantly watching you, and social media is the virus that spreads your actions to everyone else.
Section 4. Lucia, Jason, and the Will to Power. So we've talked about Baudrillard, but now let's anchor our main characters in the classical philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche, specifically Nietzsche's concept of the will to power. This is the fundamental human drive to achieve the highest possible potential. It's that innate, burning desire to seek self-determination and to grab absolute freedom from oppressive societal systems. When we look at Jason and Lucia's Bonnie and Clyde-style narrative, we aren't just looking at a couple of petty thieves. We are watching a raw, distinctly Nietzschean struggle to overcome a deeply flawed, highly simulated environment.
You know, the official Rockstar tagline for the game states that Jason and Lucia have always known the deck is stacked against them. Notice how brilliantly that echoes Nietzsche's philosophy? The entire world, the system, this digital panopticon of Leonida, it is all specifically designed to keep them down. And that sets the stage not for your typical run-of-the-mill power fantasy where you just easily take over the city, but rather for a desperate, heavily emotionally charged survival story.
Let's really break down the specific emotional architecture of these two characters. First, we have Lucia, who is fresh out of the Leonida penitentiary through sheer luck. She is absolutely determined to make only smart moves to finally get the good life she's always been denied. Then we have Jason. He's an ex-military guy from the 75th Ranger Regiment, whose real-life motto, by the way, is sus sponte, meaning of one's own accord. Yet despite that, he's stuck living rent-free, just running low-level errands for local drug runners. Their dynamic is this intense, codependent romantic partnership. Together, their combined drive is a frantic, messy fight to break out of their provincial, stuck lives so they can survive a massive statewide criminal conspiracy.
Section 5. The Impossible American Dream.
Now, you might be wondering, why does all of this actually matter to you, right? Well, understanding this philosophical mirror really elevates the story from just a simple heist game into a profound commentary on our very own lives. When you jump into this game, you're going to have to ask yourself, are Jason and Lucia actually fighting for true freedom? Or are they just desperately chasing a simulated, hyper-real version of the American dream that was literally programmed to be unwinnable right from the start? It really asks us to take a hard look at our own real-world pursuit of wealth, status, and social media fame.
I want to leave you all with this final provocative thought. As they shoot, rob, and drive their way across Leonida, are Jason and Lucia genuinely seeking freedom? Or, within the context of Baudrillard's Hyperreality and that massive Rage 9 AI engine, are they merely code, completely trapped in an endless, unbreakable cycle of violence? It's a heavy thematic weight that sits right beneath all the neon lights and the high-speed chases. I really hope this deep dive into the explainer leaves you hungry to analyze the game for yourself when it finally drops. Keep questioning the simulation, and thanks so much for joining me.